What you're about to watch is the first ever Funnel Critique Friday. It's 13 minutes of absolute gold. I went to my Facebook group a couple of weeks ago and asked everyone who would find it valuable if I just went through their funnel, their website, their content and critiqued it. A load of people came back to me and this is the result. Give it a watch, learn some great stuff, and if you want your funnel critiqued, watch till the end.
This is the first episode of Funnel Critique Fridays, and the whole purpose of this is essentially to give you guys in the group an opportunity to share with me your funnels, your Facebook pages, your websites, your content, whatever it is that you want feedback on. I'm obviously creating a ton of content trying to help you guys, but there's never been any back and forth. There's never been anything where I've tried to help, and so that is what the purpose of this is. We're going to be doing it every single Friday. That is the plan. Today, I'm in a hipster coffee shop in Glasgow. There's a wonky table, good coffee, a weird painting behind me. But that's what you get when you go to a hipster coffee shop. So let's get stuck into it. The plan of these videos is to do, like I say, one every single week, and to take maybe 3 or 4 different people. I'll be posting every single Monday, probably asking for your funnels or for your Facebook pages or your content, and I'll be then reviewing them on the Friday. So this week I did the post here on the 14th of January, and I had 18 comments. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get to 18 different funnels, but let's start off with Hannah. She was number 1. So let's jump into Hannah's funnel. Now, when I talk about funnel, like I've said before, it's not necessarily you don't have a funnel, but it's more the case of what's the Facebook page look like, what does the website look like, what does the content look like. And some of you will have funnels, some of you will be running ads, some of you won't. That's fine. We're gonna look at all of it anyway. So Hannah runs mobile foot care specialist in Shetland, and let's take a look at the website here. When people run local business, it's a positive and a negative. Positive is the fact that you run a local business and you're stuck. No problem, Hannah. Just going over your stuff now. If you're at the airport, safe trip. If you're going anywhere. Local business, I always kind of envy in a way, because you kind of know exactly who your target market is. It's the people in that local space. Someone like me that can work with anyone. Like when you're coming up with your ads or your copy, it's much harder to kind of get specific on those things. So you can be very specific and niche in what you're creating, because it's only relevant to people in Shetland. So let me take a look at the content that you're creating. I've got your website here. So I've not looked at anyone's stuff before. I'm looking at it from scratch. So looking at your website, Hannah, first thing that I'm thinking of here is we could definitely do with some better design. Now, you've obviously got book a treatment as the number 1 thing. Contact us page with a simple form. I would be looking to really try and improve the design of this page in terms of the black text and this background. Also, the pink text here is very hard to read for me. I don't know what these things are unless I hover over them, and you say nothing about Shetland. So other than here, what I think would work really nicely with this is to just start from scratch, clean slate, have a picture of you, talk about Shetland in there, as in Shetland foot care specialist, or the number 1 Shetland foot care specialist. And everything that you're trying to do on that is just to drive people through to booking a treatment. So I'd like to get that button much more, not in your face, but it's much more obvious. I don't know how you typically get appointments, whether it's phone calls, whether it's emails, whether it's through your Facebook page. I'd quite like to know that. Maybe you can drop me an email, not drop me a comment when you watch this again, and let me know, and we can talk about how to utilize what's already working for you. But if we've got the book a treatment thing, let's get that more central on the page. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it more out there. And I want to see a picture of you. I would scrap this background picture and make everything here much more obvious and cleaner and easier to read. If we take a look at for example, my contact page on my site, I'm not saying this is perfect or right, but what I do is I call it a strategy assessment. And you can see here, it's very clear: name, email, website. Tell me about your business. What do you believe is the biggest obstacle? How many people on your team? These are questions that I need to know before somebody applies and works with me. And I used to before, so this has been in place maybe 3 months or so. Before that, my contact us page literally looked like this, and no one ever used it. No one used it at all. But as soon as I put these extra questions in there and positioned it as a strategy assessment, I got way more. Now, you're not going to need a strategy assessment in the space that you're in, but I think you could look at you can look at making this page much nicer and much clearer. For example, if I land on this page here, so let's go back to your main page on your site. So the main call to action is book a treatment. So I click on book a treatment. I can't see anywhere to book a treatment. So I have to scroll down and I find this tiny little box in the bottom right-hand corner to book your treatment with a tiny little, even smaller, send button. So let's talk about redesigning that website. And I'm not saying spend £1,000 on getting it redesigned by a designer or anything. I think you can, for what the purpose of what you're using your site for, Wix is probably sufficient for you. But let's talk about getting that redesigned, because I think you can make a lot more improvements on that. I'm just going to check to see if you've got Google Analytics set up on your site as well. Good coffee here, Dear Green. Okay, so it looks like you don't have Google Analytics set up on your site, Hannah, so that's something else that we want to do. Leave a comment about that. We want to track what's going on the site, how many people are coming to the site, what they're doing on the site. For example, if we find that people come to this page, they click on book a treatment, and then no one actually signs up, then we can talk about how do we improve the conversion rate on that page. Let's take a quick look at your content. So you got your price list, that's fine. Let's keep that pinned to the top. Live Q&A. Great stuff. I'm going live. I do gift vouchers. I'm going live. Do 5 more business. Okay. So the first thing that comes to my mind is you've got a couple of Facebook Lives or videos in there, which is great. But everything, a lot of these posts seem to be about you. So let's Q&A, that's great. I wouldn't worry about telling people diploma level 4. You don't care about that. Just talk about what some of the questions or the things that you're going to answer on that Q&A. Hey, Sean, great to have you here. But I'm not going to talk about the Q&A because Q&A is great. And 126 views, although might not sound like a lot to a lot of people, the fact that you're in Shetland and your audience is very small, that's a good number. That's a good number. So it shows that the Q&A are actually doing something decent for you. But if we go down, I do gift vouchers. No one really cares. Let's focus on providing more value here. I'm going live again. This is kind of, again, it's a sales message. Let's keep that to your website, and let's just purely use your Facebook page as a way to provide a ton of value and to speak directly to the people in Shetland. Now, I'm not saying, again, this is something that you can do, but we know our audience are in Shetland. So what do people in Shetland want to learn about? We don't necessarily always need to be talking about us or what we're doing or our foot care or anything like that. We can talk about like Shetland as a general thing, because the way that Shetland works is maybe different to other places. Everyone knows everyone, and people want to see things in Shetland. So I come back to my page here and go back to my old videos when I was creating content in Shetland. Let's just try to find one. Oh, here we go. Scottish weather. That was filmed in Shetland, 21,000 views. That's a whole population of Shetland. This one here, Shetland seals, 27,000 views. Again, more than the population of Shetland. Shetland video, 13,000 views. Shetland ponies, 13,000 views. Smuggler's Cave, that was in Shetland, 20,000 views. So although you're in the foot care, I'm not saying go out and start vlogging, but you need to start thinking about, okay, I'm in the foot space. I don't need to tell people I'm in the foot space. I just need to create content that my potential customers are interested in or will enjoy. And because they're seeing my content, because they're seeing my videos, they'll come to my page and they'll see that I'm a foot care specialist. They then go through to your website. This is nicely designed. It's a picture of you. It talks about Shetland. It talks about your story. Share your story. And then it's got a nice, easy button, book a treatment. They click that button. And the whole process is much easier than coming through to this page and this tiny little box. You might even want to do all your bookings just through Facebook Messenger or something, just to make it easier for you. I think just take those little things that I talked about there, and you'll see some really cool big differences. Cool. So that's Hannah. Who have we got next? Matthew. I don't have a funnel or any idea how to utilize one for my market, but any critique or comments would be greatly received. Let's take a look. So first, I need to have a look at what you actually do. Right. We host intimate gigs with some of the best tribute bands and artists right now. Tribute Worcester. Let's take a look at your site here. This could be an interesting one. Hopefully it's not too live for you guys here sitting in this cafe. We got in and it was literally like you could hear a pin drop, and now people seem to actually be speaking. Maybe because me and Daniel came in here and we're pretty loud and just kicked the whole thing off. Right, okay. So here's the website. Design looks nice. You've got the Facebook Pixel installed, which is great. Let's take a look to see if we've got any Google Analytics installed. Google Analytics is installed. Awesome. So you're doing some sort of tracking, which is awesome. By the way, everyone that is in this group, we need everyone that uses Google Chrome, download this extension here, Facebook Pixel Helper. It's free from the Google Chrome store. And it basically allows you to see whether a website has the Facebook Pixel installed or not, which is cool for me as a Facebook advertising person, but for you, it just allows you to see whether your Pixel is installed properly on your website or not. So if you try and install the Pixel, download this extension, Facebook Pixel Helper, and just make sure that you've installed the Pixel properly. If you've installed it properly, you'll see this green tick. If you haven't, it'll tell you. So let's see. Tribute. Are we trying to sell? Are we selling on this page? Book now. Ticket source. Okay, so I can see that the Pixel isn't installed on this page, which makes me think that Ticket Source is a host that you use to make the sales. Right. Okay, so one of the things that, and this is one of the things I want to make clear in the group, is Matthew said here, I don't have a funnel or any idea how to utilize one. He thinks he doesn't have a funnel, but he does have a funnel. Because his funnel is a Facebook page, or Google, or wherever people might come from. They come to his website, they come to this page, they look for an event, they click on Book Now, they go down to Book Now again, and then bottom right of the corner says, I'm presuming this is the next. Oh, not select any tickets. Okay, so we book 2 tickets, click next, then we choose our delivery, booking total, checkout. So all of that is a funnel. Just because it's not building funnel, it's just because it's not landing pages and ebooks and all that sort of stuff doesn't mean it's not a funnel. This is still the experience that someone has as they come from not knowing who you are all the way to purchasing from you. So Matthew, I don't know how well this converts. You don't have the Pixel installed pages. I don't know if that's because you can't do it with Ticket Source, or you've just not been able to. If you are able to, definitely make sure that you do that, so you can start to do things like retarget people that have been on the ticket pages but haven't actually purchased. Things like that would be really beneficial if you're able to do that, but I know some ticketing platforms you're not able to. But I think and again, I don't know if you're able to impact this at all or not, but just things like, so I love the design of your website, it looks great, Book Now button's cool. But as soon as you come here, it's very unclear. Well, it's not unclear, but it's this Book Now button where people are actually buying is tiny. If I'm on this page, if my screen is smaller, I don't know what it looks like on mobile. Maybe I can try. If my screen is smaller, that's going to be tiny, and I imagine you would lose a lot of people when they come to click on that Book Now button. So definitely check that out. I want to take a look at your content. I just want to see if you're running ads. Okay, so you're not running any ads. Let's take a look at the content that you're creating then. Some events, pictures, tagging people, which is cool. So just lots of events sharing. Although this last 20 hours, 23, yesterday, 13th of January, 12th of January. So you're posting quite a lot of content, which is cool. But things like this, there's no context to me. I have no idea what this is other than a band playing. So I don't have a clue what's going on there. Neither with that. This is cool. Pictures and tagging people, that's great. That's what you want to be doing. I think you're lucky in the respect that you're in a business or an industry where you've got content in your hands. Like if you're running event nights, you've got lots of cool content to create. And what I feel like you should be trying to do, and I don't know how big these tribute bands are, I don't really know much about the space, but if you've got a tribute band that's coming, let's see, the Atlantics, I'm presuming this is a tribute band, so they've got an audience of 1,000 people. Let's take a look at how much engagement they get. They get reasonable engagement. So what you want to try and do is get their fans, or the fans of the bands that are coming and playing, and utilize their audiences. So how can you get them to maybe do a takeover of your Facebook page or your Instagram page, or how can you get them to create a preview video before they come, or how can you utilize the audience that they have on your page? And just try and stay away from this kind of, let's find an example. Where are we? This kind of like generic lives that have just been shared, and can't find it anymore. These kind of generic lives that have just been shared from another page, it's not really going to cut it. Here's the thing about content, is you're not competing against your competitors. You're competing against everyone on Facebook. So if I go on my Facebook feed and scroll, the content that you're posting on your page is competing against every single person on my feed. And if you're just doing generic lives with no text or no relevance, or you know what I mean, there's just nothing else there that, rather than just like a random live or a picture of here's our night, it doesn't really resonate with anyone. It doesn't encourage anyone to share. So how can you create content that's actually shareable and people want to share? And I think these bands will have their own fan bases that probably they'll have like 5 maybe people that are just hardcore, go to every single gig, and those are the people you want to tap into for your Facebook page. Get that done, and even you can start working with the bands to say, hey, look, can we do a joint post? Can you post about us, get people to your page, and start to grow it that way? Sean has a question. Shesh, what are your thoughts on using Facebook groups as a funnel? I lost a ton of weight following a keto diet, so I created a group to help people. In just a few days, it's grown to like 200 people. I thought about using that as a funnel to drive people towards things that I can make money on. We'd love your thoughts. Sean, Facebook groups are a great way to use in a funnel, either as the entry point to a funnel, so just building an audience from scratch using that funnel, and then using the group, and then driving people out of the group to buy products or whatever it may be. Great way to do it. Also a great way for Facebook groups is if you've got a funnel and you're driving people through ads to a product or a free guide, to use that group as a place to harvest that audience. So let's say I drive 1,000 people to download a Facebook guide. I might then say group 2. Although they're already in my funnel, they're already in my ecosystem or customers, by getting them into that group, you're kind of able to harvest that relationship with them and engage with them further, which is like, you can't really monitor the return on investment on that, but it's pretty clear that that's going to be something valuable to do. So Facebook group definitely a really, I wouldn't say a must have, but it's definitely a great way to build relationships and trust with people, which is what this is all about. It's all Facebook and content is just all about trying to build trust and relationships with people. Cool, Matthew, I hope that helps. Drop a comment with any thoughts on what I said about your stuff. Okay, I'm going to do one more because I'm conscious of the time. Let's take a look at Karen's, and anyone that I've missed, so I'm sorry, there's a load of people that I've missed. I'll carry that on to next week, or maybe I'll actually do a live midweek. No problem, Sean. Let me know if you'd like me to do a live midweek. Maybe that's something that we could do. Maybe 2 lives, or maybe I just stick to the one on the Friday and I just work my way through this list. Sorry, where was I? Karen. Okay, I don't have a funnel. Not sure, but my tutoring Facebook page is here. I have run an advert over the past few days to let people know about the free learning resources that I posted to help teens revise poetry for the imminent higher English prelims. We'll send a photo of the results after a few days if that's what you need to see. Sean says yes. Awesome, man. And also, just fair play, like, also congrats on losing that weight, Sean. You look awesome, man. You look great. Just had a message from a guy called Daniel Riley. I'm in your funnel. This turns out to be the guy opposite me right now. Right, Karen, let's take a look at your stuff. Learning Cauldron. Also, please just let me know if this is, you can see on the Facebook Live, you can see Daniel's message. Please let me know if this is useful, even if you're not if you're someone that I'm not actually going through today. Please let me know if this is valuable. Right, the Learning Cauldron. Karen, first thing that's coming to my mind, which isn't really to do with funnels, is that's really hurting my OCD. Your picture there. Let's get that changed to a square image where all the text shows. It's a square image, but let's get the text shown. Facebook or Circle now. Let's get that sorted. Let's take a look. So let's just check if you're still running those ads. So these, you're seeing ads that are currently running in your location. So this is the ad that you're running by the looks of it currently. I don't know if Karen's on this live or not. See if there's sound with this. Okay, cool. So I'm taking a look at this ad. The Learning Cauldron. Following on from the series of the K programs, we've prepared 6 new poetry revision videos which cover stuff. First program in the series. Okay. So first things first, Karen. She's here. Karen, is this the ad that you sent the results to me for? Let me know in the comments, please. Let's take a look at the content here. Okay, we've got 6 minutes. Great. Well, I'll try to get this through in 6 minutes. Is that ad the one I just showed, the one that you showed me the results for? Let's take a look at your content. So, for reading ADX, wonderful idea. Keep calm. Remember that prelims mocks are a great opportunity. Yes. Okay, it's cool. Quote. So, do all these videos have sound? Right, cool. So first thing I'm thinking about this video here, Karen, and the ad that's going on here is actually this kind of appeals to me because I love highlighters and notes on things. So it actually looks quite good to me. But what's going to happen here is we've got no subtitles on. So if I'm seeing this from scratch on my feed, this picture's not moving for me and nothing's happening here for me. So unless I see that sound, I actually think that's a picture until that pops up. So I think you either need to show people that it's a moving picture through either having subtitles on there or having, like I've got here, a little box of you in the corner somewhere just talking about what you're talking about, just to make it more engaging. Also with the ad, can you tell me, Karen, what was the purpose of this ad? That'd be good. Let's take a look at this message. Okay, so we reached 5,500 people, 24 comments, 7 shares, 1,800 3-second video views, 197 clicks. So I don't know how much you spent on promoting this, but I'm going to say that 7 shares is decent, 24 comments is also decent. To teach teenagers across Scotland and let them know about these free videos. Right, cool. So I'm guessing, I could be wrong, but what you've done here, Karen, is you've created this video, you've posted it and you boosted it, or you've created it through the ads manager. £10. That's pretty good. Like I say, my problem with this is the creative in terms of, I don't know, it's just not the most engaging piece of content. It's probably super valuable, but when I'm on Facebook, I'm not in the frame of mind to go through this video. I'm in the frame of mind to speak to friends and family and watch funny things or whatever. So I'm not in the frame of mind to first of all study, or to, when I see this and it looks like an image and it looks very small and I can't really see that it's writing, but I know there's a lot of writing. It just doesn't appeal to me as a Facebook user. And so I think you need to find a way to get that to look a little bit more engaging and to show people that it's a moving picture. So whether that means having you in the background there, or whether that's you sat at your desk talking about this. One of the things that I've started to do recently is I have an iPad, and I will, when I'm creating videos, I'll be talking through how to create a funnel, and I will actually be drawing on the iPad the funnel and having me in the bottom right image with me drawing a funnel, and that seems to work. People seem to really enjoy that kind of being able to see my screen, but also being able to see my face. So I think we need to work on the creative there. Happy to help answer any questions on how we can improve the creative on that. But obviously the content itself is super valuable. So I would be encouraging you to, rather than just give them this content up front, is to actually get them to sign up with their email address first and then deliver the content. So if any of you have been in my 7-day funnel building challenge, then you'll know that you have to sign up first and then you get delivered the content. And when you get delivered the content, you get taken to a page where that video is. Now, that means that people are in the right frame of mind to build a funnel. That makes sense. If I was to just create a 20-minute video choosing your avatar and post it on Facebook, no one's going to watch that. But because I say, do you want to learn how to build a funnel? Opt in if you want to, and you'll get your first lesson in 15 minutes. That'll get delivered to someone's messenger box, and when they're ready, they'll consume that content. But because they see this in their feed, if they're not ready at that specific point, they're not going to watch it. So let's improve that. Also, we're just going to talk about very quickly is the type of ad that you've created. Now, I'm presuming that this is a boosted post, and if it's a boosted post, what you're telling Facebook that you want, you're telling Facebook that you want engagement. Whenever you boost the post on Facebook, you're telling Facebook you want engagement. That means likes, comments, shares. You're not saying I want to drive the most video views, or I want to drive conversions or traffic through to my website. You don't have a link there, and I know you're kind of just trying to get people to engage with it, so it's maybe okay. But I would really encourage you to actually flip it and get people to sign up for them first before giving them the free content, or swapping the creative around so it's a little bit more engaging to someone that's just initially seeing on Facebook. I hope that helps. Again, post in the group and I'll answer the questions. Sean, I know the value of creating really good content. Are there any examples, other than you, of course, of people that are creating really good content that I could check out? I'm trying to come up with ideas as to how I could create similar content. Let me have a think about some people that are creating good content. Sean, here's something that's quite interesting. Look, let's go to a client of mine, Scott Takes Lessons. I'm going to use wrong person. I'm going to use him as an example. So Scott has probably around 600,000 YouTube subscribers now. We've got 350,000 fans on Facebook. But if we take a look at the content that he actually shares, 1.9 thousand views, not huge. 700 views, not huge. Yes, it's only 2 hours ago. But the view count that he's getting on his page based on having 350,000 isn't massive. Isn't massive at all. But why that doesn't really matter with Scott is because we know that the only people that are watching this content are people that want to learn how to play the bass. Because why would you watch someone playing the bass on a channel called scottsbasslessons.com if you're not interested in learning how to play the bass? And so I feel like Facebook's becoming a platform where Where before, where I was always just trying to create viral stuff, like get massive views, now I'm kind of going more down the route of I don't care how many views I get, as long as they're the right type of people. And so you need to be creating content that's perfect for your type of people. Like Scott, it's very technical, bass lesson orientated, because me, who doesn't play the bass, isn't going to watch it. And that's great, because when we create retargeting ads to retarget people that have watched that content, it's only going to be really specific people. Karen is no longer here, but one of the things I should have said to her, unless you are still here, Karen, is we've created that piece of content and we've not asked for any sort of call to action. So what we should do now is create a retargeting ad to everyone that's watched that video and send them now to our website or to our page or whatever it may be to try and get them to take an actual action. One of my goals is to follow you daily. I should have done this years ago, better late than never. Sean, the best time to start is today. Good stuff. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I think that's been half an hour or so. To the people that have requested a funnel review, thank you so much. I've enjoyed doing this. And for the people that haven't been able to do, sorry, there's so many of you, let me know in the comments or message me or tell me somehow that you want me to do it during the week if you want me to do it during the week. Otherwise, we'll just do this every Friday. Funnel Critique Wednesdays doesn't seem to have the same ring to it. I find it valuable. I hope you found this valuable. I hope you found it really interesting. And if there's any questions, anything, just drop them in the comments. I'll get to them as soon as I can. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for watching that video. I hope you found as much value as everyone in the Facebook group said they got. The feedback has been awesome. Now, if you want your funnel critiqued or your online marketing, your website, your content, head to the description below and apply to join the Facebook group. We don't let everyone in, so you apply to get in, and if you get in, you can request a funnel critique and you'll get that for free. Oh, and have fun, be happy, and I'll see you next week.